bet you are all looking forward to plant the seeds. It's important to consider that the seeds go through the process of germination when we plant them, especially when we kind of can't wait for them to grow up from the ground. And the whole process of growing from a small seed like this, they have to crack the peel, produce this small sprout, and then sprout grows into the microgreen, and then it produces baby greens, and only then it grows into the mature plant. I'm speaking in the commercial terms. So microgreen and baby green are the terms that you might have seen on the packages in the fruits and vegetables section in your supermarket. But that's pretty much the process of the seed growing into mature plant. When you plant the seed into the growing medium, that could be in your growing pots like this one, or directly into the ground, you have to count time to germinate plus time to maturity. I can show you an example of the pepper seed, how the seed goes through this process. So this one is the pepper seed that you usually see in the seed packs or you collect from your own garden. The next step is they grow into these sprouts. See, very small, tiny sprouts grow from the seed. That's what happens in the ground, but you don't see this process, but that's exactly what it happens. And then they grow into these small greens that pop up first. These two leaves are considered like false leaves. They will die up anyway. And the next one is these small seedlings that grow up from the same seed. And then you will see these seedlings ready for the transplant. I wanted to mention that why do we have to consider how seeds germinate? Sometimes you might have noticed that not all seeds grow together at the same time. Like say you have planted 4 seeds of pepper here, but not all of them have sprouted up at the same time. And there could be several reasons that they don't germinate in uniform. The reasons could be the temperature, humidity, and also the quality of the seeds. I mean the age of the seeds, especially age. The age is important factor because you have to plant as fresh seeds as possible. So when we buy the seeds in packs, like this one, for example, it's better to plant them the same year when you bought them. So they sell like last year's seeds usually. They harvested them last year. You would better plant them this year. However, these seeds are viable for up to 5 years. My mother, for example, she is looking for the seeds for the tomatoes that are 2 years old. She has learned from her own experience that tomatoes produce stronger and productive plants when she plants 2-year-old seeds, not the last year's seeds, but the seeds that have stored for 2 years. She's coming from her own like multiple years of experience, and I trust you on that kind of evidence. But you have to take care about germination of the seeds when you especially deal with the old. That's really when you have to test the seeds for germination before planting them into your growing medium. Also, the seed could be of the bad quality. For example, I'll show you these recently collected seeds of the squash. Between these seeds, there are some of them that definitely the bad ones. They're usually flat and empty. For example, this one is of the worst quality. Or there is another one that shows that is not a good, so you have to discard this one. Or for example, I have a group of these seeds, which are the garlic seeds. So definitely this one is the best, this one, and these two are good, this one is good too. The rest, these are too small. They will take longer time to grow, and they will not produce as good garlic bulbs as these ones. I wanted to tell you about the seeds that have a very thick coating. For example, corn has very thick coating and it takes long time to sprout. What people do, they take the sandpaper and they rub, I'm talking about like old seeds, because they seeds like corn get in the storage, stay in the storage, they become very thick. And then what people do, they take a sandpaper and they rub the shell of the seed a little bit, so that it will be easier for the seed to crack the shell. Now, how can we help the seeds to germinate? I will show you the simple paper towel method that I was using too. However, I didn't use paper towel. I used just cotton clothes, like old pieces of the handkerchief. I have placed the seeds into this medium between two coats of the cloth, and they stay for 3 days now. And here is, I hope you can see that I placed the seeds of red bean, and then squash, and I hope you can see clearly now. White bean, this one is Swiss chard, and pepper seeds. So for now, the bean has produced this sprout. Originally, this seed was as small as this one. I wanted to see the difference, how much water the seed swallows. So this one is dry original seed, this one is germinated seed. You see, I took the paper towel and spread it around the seeds. In this case it's the squash seeds. I spray with water and then cover with one more layer of the paper towel. And spray again. That's it. Now, some people prefer to take a Ziploc bag and insert this into the Ziploc bag, but I use the glass container like this one, and then with the cover, because the more I work with the nature, the more I grow my own seeds, the further I stay away from the plastic. So I don't like to keep my seeds close to the plastic like Ziploc bags. I would rather take a glass container, place these paper towels inside and cover with the lid. And then move this container into the dark place, warm and dark place. Actually, I check them every day, and as you can see on this example of the seeds that I soaked various seeds together to see who will be sprouted first. So in this case, the red bean is a winner. I have brought these examples of the sprouts that I have grown separate, that have grown up to this size of the sprout. So their roots already started to grow in between the paper towels. So this one is ready to be planted into the ground, or actually for the beans it's better to plant directly into the ground, because I don't like transplanting. But it's too early. You still have well, the ground started to melt out, but we still might expect frosts until beginning of May. So it's too early to plant anything in the ground yet. That's pretty much the process of germination, how it works out.
I have a question. How would you germinate okra seeds and eggplant seeds? I have no success with either of those two. I can never get the seeds to germinate, even though the seeds are new, fresh. They just never germinate for me.
Well, it depends how do you grow them. Like you grow them in the indoor medium like this?
Well, what I start off doing is soaking the okra in water, because I've been heard it's better to soften the tough outer shell, and
Yes, yep.
nothing happens. With the eggplant, I put them in small pots of fertilized earth or growing medium, and nothing happens.
What I think that might help is try, like, takes several of the seeds of each okra and eggplant and germinate them in a paper towel as I have displayed. Just like to test
Mm-hmm.
if they will germinate at all.
Okay. And it's better to keep them in the dark, is it?
Yes,
Or yeah.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do not allow them to dry
Mm-hmm.
during germination. Like visit every day and check if the towels are still wet. If not, just spray with the
Mm.
water. Just like
Yes.
take
So don't.
several of the seeds and test them.
Yeah. Okay. So I won't soak then. I'll just put them in between two sheets of paper towel and mist them like you
Yes,
demonstrated.
exactly. I don't remember how thick the okra seeds. Do they have thick
The
cells?
okra,
Sorry, cells?
yeah, yeah, they're fairly big, it's almost like a bundle of, say, the Swiss chard seeds. You know, they come in a bit of a bundle. Yeah, so it's
Right.
about that size, but it's just one
Okay.
seed. And the coating is thick, I've been made to understand.
Yes. Test them with the paper towel. I believe
Okay.
the soaking in water method helps like with harder shells
Yep,
seeds.
try
Good luck to you.
that. Thank you.
I know it's a kind of a process that sometimes it's heartbreaking and sometimes it's very successful. We pretty much learn from our own mistakes every year.
True.
One year the tomatoes grow very well, another year they kind of disappoint.
Yep.
So every year is next lesson to learn.
Yes, I would agree with you on that. Okay, Doc. Well, thank you for this session, and I will let you know how my eggplants and
Yeah,
lettuce turn.
absolutely. You're welcome. Check my YouTube channel, gardenhowto.com. That's my website, and I
Sorry,
have
could you say that again? What's your website?
gardenhowto.com.
Okay, garden how
And
to.
same, you can find me as Garden How To on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay, thank you.